everybody. We are here now with our second interview with Johnny Faceoff, which is his working name as an artist. And we're going to talk about his process and materials. The show opens tomorrow night from 6 to 9 at D. Colabella Fine Art, and we really hope you come and meet Johnny in person and find out more about him. But for now, you know, when I did the exhibition and I thought about showing your work, I don't know why I immediately went with Eve. And I think it's because your materials are so important to your work, and they've got such a bold and unexpected energy. And the first question I guess I have is kind of tell us, your medium is so unique being dice. How did you first come to use it as your primary material, as your starting basis for creation?
So I've been an artist basically my whole life, since I was a kid. And then in high school, I got introduced to Photoshop, and then I went into, digital artwork, logos, marketing, things like that. But I always knew at some point I wanted to create some physical artwork.
Right.
And I've always been attracted to mosaic artworks or collages or black and white art. And then I accidentally stumbled on dice. And it was experimental at first, but yeah, it started looking like something, and I like the fact that you have 6 options, so like 6 colors to choose from, and
right.
Yeah, it was all by accident, but I kind of just ran with it and turned into something.
It really did, and it's gorgeous. So your work is rich in symbolism and subject matter. How do you first think, okay, I'm going to do a mosaic that looks like a supercar?
So inspiration for my mosaic pieces just comes mostly random. It's more like what I like. So I'm a big car guy, so that's why I created the supercar faces. Yeah, it's random.
Right, and pop culture references.
Yeah, pop culture, like iconic, iconic moments, Statue of Liberty,
right,
monuments. So. Yeah.
Right, and there's also a piece that's based on Home Alone. Was that a movie that you loved when you?
Yeah, that ties into nostalgia,
right,
and just being, just something that brings us back and everybody can relate to.
Absolutely, I don't think anybody doesn't know Home Alone. So, and it's a really great piece.
Thank you.
So, you also from the first idea to the final die is placed. Your process is incredibly methodical, laying dice by dice, making sure they're glued in. How do you stay focused through that journey? Do you find that you tend to want to throw yourself out and you have to stay with it, or is it just meditative for you?
So yes, it's a lot of trial and error. When I first started doing my first pieces, I was kind of all over the place, and I didn't really have a system. But now I kind of pace everything, and I focus on doing one row at a time and pacing myself, and sometimes I split it up in a couple of days instead of trying to rush it and get it done quickly. So yeah, it's a process, and I'm always learning, and it's always different.
And how long does it take you to lay, especially this very large piece here? Like, how long did that take you?
So the most common size mosaics I do is 3 foot by 4 foot, and that takes me about 12 hours to lay. So this, I would say, this one took me, on and off, about a month. But I obviously, learned to pace myself and kind of take some time and kind of step back and
really look at how it's coming out.
Exactly, but it's really hard to put a number on it because I try not to time myself.
Yeah, I think one of the questions that I thought of when I first saw one of your pieces is, oh my God, how many die are in that piece?
Right.
There's quite a bit. So, in one of your square pieces, which are 36 by 36, how many die go into those?
So the square pieces are actually the smallest pieces I make, and that has over 5,600 dice. I try not to go smaller because you think about dice like pixels, like I mentioned earlier, you have 6 colors to choose from.
Right.
And so if you go smaller, it's hard to really get that wow factor. So I try to stay there, and then the bigger, I guess, the better, and the more of a wow you're gonna get.
wow factor
Right.
to them. I agree. And especially, you know, when you're looking at one of the pieces, again, if you get too close, you know, you're like, you know, your mind does things, but these you can step not too far back from and see the entire vision. I think it is because of the size and
Right.
your process. So it's really nice because you don't have to be too far away from them to really appreciate the artistry in them, which is really beautiful.
Right. Appreciate that.
So what's been your biggest challenge in helping people understand your work when you first meet them, trying to describe it? You know, how do you try and relay what you do visually to them if they don't have a piece in front of them?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because I do prefer people to come and experience the pieces in person. Online or photographs just don't do it justice, but I try to use I try to utilize Instagram and social media to do time lapses and videos and behind the scenes and walkthroughs, and I feel like that gives people an idea of what it is. But obviously seeing it in person is like, you know, next level. But they do photograph well as well, which is nice.
They do photograph really
so
well.
that's kind of a bonus.
And I met you at the the Hamptons Fine Art Fair. Sorry,
Right.
can't talk. And you described what you do, and you showed me a couple pictures, but not until you dropped a piece off did I really understand what I was looking at, and it was so beautiful. And I just loved it. So I appreciate you doing that.
I appreciate it as well.
Yeah, so developing your technique, this whole thing, you know, must have taken a lot of time. And when you talk to other artists and you're talking about finding a process, finding a voice, you know, what would you say you would tell them or advise them when they're looking at starting a process and following it through? Like, how long did it take you? And what would you tell somebody trying to do something as different as what you do?
Don't procrastinate and go for it. Because the more you think about it, I feel like nothing is gonna get done. And if you're waiting on perfection,
Yeah.
you're gonna be your worst enemy. And that I feel like that was my problem. I'm like my worst critic, I guess I would say.
Yep.
So just go for it and just trust the process. It might look like something you might not be happy with,
Right.
but you will evolve and then you will learn along the way. And even today, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I would.
That's amazing, and it's great advice too, because people get creation paralysis, and
Absolutely.
you know
It's like writer's block or artist block, and
exactly.
just go for it.
Exactly. What do you have to lose?
Exactly.
Except time, and you're wasting that anyway if you're not doing. So
Just gotta roll the dice.
there you go. Roll the dice. I love that. Okay. So for 2025, the rest of 2025, and into the next year, what are your artistic goals?
I have a lot of goals, and I'm pretty organized, and I have like a roadmap of what I want to do. I try not to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
I keep certain things because I've learned that throughout my life where I speak too early or prematurely, then it kind of goes left. So I just have a ton of vision. I do have some plans and I have some ideas. I mean, for starters, probably, you know, get my artwork in front of more people and challenge myself more, maybe create some more 3D elements and yeah, I mean, I'm always trying new things and I'm not afraid to go for it.
Really experiment. 3D would. I'm fascinated.
Yeah,
I definitely
appreciate
want
it.
to see where that goes.
Thank you.
And I'm sure everybody else will too. And then, of course, the final question that I'm going to ask you is, what's the most impactful piece of advice you received so far as an artist?
Probably the same advice I would have given. Just go for it. Start. Yeah, I mean, just go for it.
Yeah.
Whatever you're imagining, just try to put it on paper or create, and that I feel like applies to life in general, not just art, just anything. Just whatever makes you happy. You know, everybody's gonna have an opinion. Everybody's got
Right.
something to say, good or bad. Just ignore them. Just do what makes you feel right.
Right. And I
then-
like the idea of just starting, because so many people are held back by fear or imposter syndrome, and that just starting, that laying that first die is the first step to making this piece so beautiful. So yeah, thank you so much for coming and showing with us. I
appreciate
really
that.
appreciate it. I'm honored to show you.
I'm happy to be here. It's been a great show. I'm teamed up with a great artist and
Yeah.
nice gallery, and I'm looking forward to the opening reception. And
Yep, that's tomorrow night again from 6 to 9 in case you didn't catch that the 10 other times I've said it. So we hope to see you here. So follow Johnny on Instagram. You can do Johnny Face Off, so at Johnny Face Off with an H and 2 N's, or Design with Dice. And you can follow him and watch some of those videos where he's laying the dice, which are so fun to watch. I really love them. And thank you guys, and we hope to see you tomorrow night.
thank you.